Hello, YouTubers. Well, first of all, thank you all so very much for the support that you gave to the Zimmers Band. Some people have told me that they've already heard the song being played on the radio. I haven't heard it myself, but it has already been played, and something quite exciting happened for them last night because a group of them, mainly the people who lived in the London area, performed live at some nightclub in London, and that must have been very exciting for them. I'm sure there would have been BBC cameras there filming the whole thing, and I expect that will be included in the programme that's being put up by them in the end of May, where they will be looking at all of the old people in homes and people that they interviewed for that. I could have gone myself. I wasn't sort of invited, but I was told that if I were in town I could go and that I would be welcome, but I didn't actually go. The hotel's at £300 a night, and rail fare and taxi fares would have been quite a great expense, and so I didn't go, but I'm very anxious to know what happened to them, and I don't know how I will know. I mean, I don't have a hotline to the BBC or anything, but I hope it all went well for them, and I'm sure we'll all know about it in due course. And also, I'm putting up a link to a website of a local newspaper, because last week I was interviewed yet again by people who wanted to report things about me, and had a very nice interview with a local newspaper. The lady and I drank many cups of tea and had a very nice chat, and in fact the interview and her report I think are excellent. On the website you will find links to many of my video clips that they wanted me to submit as well, plus comments from people. So if you feel inclined to go there, you will find it an interesting report. But why I'm telling you that is that they all ask me the same questions, of course, and I've answered them many times, but this lady was particularly interested in the letters that I receive, and whilst I didn't disclose personal details about letters that I had received, she was amazed that young people write me letters, and of course I too was very amazed that that should happen when I first came onto YouTube, but of course also very pleased, and leads me to, as I discussed with her, perhaps criticise us old people who stereotype young people from all the negativity that's broadcast in the media, gang wars and murders and racial disputes and the misbehaviour of the few, and you know, it's very unfair because they do stereotype them, whereas the letters that I receive from the young people often are almost apologising for their peers, those people who may have sort of made silly and rude remarks about me, and they are embarrassed for themselves and want to point out to me that that is not what young people generally do. And of course I know that, whereas I think maybe I'm a little different from my own peers. I went back into sort of self-education when I was in my 60s, and therefore worked alongside and with young people, and by doing so understood the life and the world that they lived in, and realize the difficulties that they have, very different from the difficulties I had when I was growing up, when we didn't have all the bombardment of the media, and we, I suppose, were quite naive. We didn't really know what happened in the outside world. But of course we just grew up as children with all the normal sort of rites of passage that one has as when you are growing up, not different from the ways that children grow up now, worrying about your relationships and your social world and your appearance and how you fit into the sort of society that exists. But so I think it was very, very much easier for us, and I'm very conscious of the difficulties that young people do have. There is no... They see no future very often. They have to work very hard at school to achieve the results that they want. There's no longer a job for life, and the future must look very bleak to them. I think all the media attention to how the world is going to collapse on us and everything that they hear and see, and it must be very difficult for them, and I appreciate that and realize how different it is from my time. So my relationship with them is, I hope very good, and I'm delighted to receive their letters and for them to ask me questions, and so it's very different, but I am sometimes ashamed of my own generation who just don't have anything to do with them. They don't live in their world, and they don't seem to want to know. So I think that's a very sad state of affairs. However, that's life, I suppose, as they say, and we all have our problems and have to find ways to cope with them. So, what else have I got to tell you? Well, nothing much really. I just wanted to thank you for the support for the Zimmers Band. I know that when that goes out, there'll be much more hoo-ha about it, and let's hope that it does make a lot of money for the charity that it's going to support, and thereby help other people. And oh yes, the other thing is, I have bought a new computer. I've bought an Apple iMac with a 24-inch screen and lots of memory and all sorts of things, but I don't know how to drive it yet, but I'm sure I will learn. And on Monday, a carpenter is coming in, and this whole room will be rearranged, and no longer will you have the wallpaper that you either love or hate as a background, and there'll be a complete new setup. So there's loads to do, and life is very full. There's some more things for television on BBC next Saturday. One program is going to be using some clips of mine in another program, so it's all very exciting, and I'm very pleased to be able to do all of these things outside of the YouTube videos, and will be quite willing to do them as long as it will help somebody. And so there we are, really. I'm going to put a bit of music on the end that you can listen to or not listen to, just as you choose. And I've chosen a bit of Sonny Terry and Brownie McGhee, who I particularly like because in the 1950s they and others were brought over to England, and I had the privilege of actually going to see one of their concerts, so I have a bit of a soft spot for Sonny Terry and Brownie McGhee. Sonny Terry, I think, was the blind one who played the harmonica, and in this particular record I think it's quite interesting where Brownie McGhee speaks quite a bit in it, and I think he's speaking to indicate to Sonny, who is blind, that they are going to do this, that and the other. So I hope you'll enjoy, and as always, not on my new computer will I see you again, because it'll take some time to set that up, but this one's still going okay if I treat it gently. So I hope to see you all again very soon, but until then, goodbye.
Walk on, walk on. Walk on, walk on, walk on, walk on, walk on. I say walk on. I'm gonna keep on walking till I find my way back home. Well, your mind gets worried when your shoes get thin. You don't know where you're going, but you do know where you've been. Walk on, walk on, walk on, I'll walk on. I'm gonna keep on walking till I find my way back home. I see so many people happy, I can't get used to happiness. Maybe it is true, happiness is not for me, I guess. I'll walk on, walk on. Walk on, I'll walk on. I'm gonna keep on walking till I find my way back home. Walk on, sonny boy, walk on, boy. Yeah. No need of us being together if we can't get along. I'll walk on, walk on, walk on, I'll walk on. I'm gonna keep on walking till I find my way back home. One more time now. I'm gonna keep on walking till I find my way back home. Walk a little further. One more time now. I'm gonna keep on walking till I find my way back home. Let's walk together now. I'm gonna keep on walking till I find my way back home. Hey! Walk on.